Yo guys, so today I'm going to be showing you a simple way that you can convert your YouTube videos into Medium articles. So this is going to be my first tutorial, so cut me some slack as I get used to doing stuff like this. But essentially, yeah, you're going to be able to convert your YouTube videos into Medium articles or any sort of blog post article that you want. So recently I've started posting articles to go along with my videos, as I think it's a great way to get yourself out there a bit more and put yourself on multiple platforms. And Medium articles are one of the ways in which I've been doing that. Obviously, as I'm trying to start this AI agency business, it's a bit difficult to, try and come up with content to make, but also build AI solutions and put yourself out on multiple platforms. So creating these automations is a great way that you can kind of become more efficient and just streamline your processes. But not only that, this is also a solution that if you was to build upon it and make it more complex, it could be something that you sell to other businesses. So keep that in mind. Finally, the great thing about turning your YouTube videos into articles is the fact that the information is taken from your video transcript. So that means that the article is going to be authentic to your actual voice, you're speaking, what you were saying, your authentic self, and the transcript that it takes it from. So meaning, it's not going to be the generic stuff that you would normally get printed out from ChatGPT. That being said, let's jump into the tutorial. So here you can see is my Medium page right here. This is the couple of the articles that I've made already. So feel free, I'll leave a link in the description. Feel free to read them if you're interested. And I'm also going to be creating an article to go along with this video, which is another great thing. So for tutorial style videos, you also have a written guide to go along with it. So let's jump into this. The tech stack. The tech stack that you'll need for this is simply something called make.com, which is a no-code platform for you to run automations on. And then you will also need an account on another website called Dumplings AI. I put a link to both of them in the description. They are affiliate links, so it helps out the channel if you do decide to sign up with them. That being said, you will not need to pay or get a membership on any of these websites, because they have enough tokens for you to do everything for free in the starter plan, basically. So don't worry, you don't need to pay anything on these websites anyway. So as you can see here, make.com gives you 1,000 tokens or 1,000 operations a month, and that is more than enough. Look, I've still got 922 left, so that is more than enough to do with what you need. Dumplings AI, if you have a look at that, they give you 250 a month. I used 42. It can get a bit hefty if you want to do stuff with images, but we won't be using Dumplings AI to do any images, so we don't need to worry about that. So let's jump into the automation. First of all, let's go back. If you're new and you've never used make.com before, this is the home page. You're going to click create new scenario, and then this is going to load you up with a blank canvas to create the automation on. So I have to cover that. Right. So now you're going to see a blank canvas, but I'm going to show you how to get these 3 blocks here that you're going to need and start building the automation for yourself. There is an extra bit here, but you don't need to worry about that until the end. This is just a bonus which you could add in if you wanted to, and we'll discuss that at the end. So first of all, Dumplings AI. So Dumplings AI is what is going to scrape your YouTube video and download or print out a transcript. That is the transcript of your YouTube video. So if we right click on anywhere on the page, you're going to click add module, and you're just going to type Dumplings AI. You can see it coming up here. We can click on it, and the one that we are looking for is here, get YouTube transcript. So you're going to add that block in. Now it's going to say an error because it's not connected to anything, but once we connect it up, it will be fine. So I'm going to delete this for now, and we're going to open up the one that we already have here, Dumplings AI. So simply, first of all, what you guys are going to have to do is add a connection. So this is going to connect your Dumplings AI account to make.com. So you're going to click add here. You can name it whatever you want, and then you need to get your Dumplings AI API key. So if you've clicked the link in the description and made your Dumplings account, you're going to be greeted with this home page here, right? Simply click generate your API key. And for me, I've already got one here because I'm using it already, but you're just going to click generate a new secret key. You're going to type in a name for it and create key, and then it will print you out a key which you can copy and paste and put right back in to here, right? Once you've done that, your connection will be set up and your Dumplings AI account is now connected to your Medium account. And from here, you're going to just put in the video URL of whichever video it is that you want to turn into an article. So all this part here, in terms of, the timestamps and all this, just leave it as it is. We don't need to worry about that or go into that at all. Next is going to be the AI step. So we want AI to turn our video transcript into an article. So you're going to click add module here, right? And you can type ChatGPT. Obviously it's coming up for me because I've already used it. But once you type ChatGPT, the one that you want is create a completion, right? This one right here. So once you selected that, you're going to get a block that looks like this. Okay, so let's start off right at the top. First of all, you need to actually connect, again, make.com to your OpenAI account, right? And the way you're going to do, not your open, yes, no, that's exactly, I said it right. So the way you're going to do that, right, it's the same thing. You're going to click add connection and you're going to go to, first of all, name it whatever you want. It can be my OpenAI connection. You can name it make.com, whatever you want to name it. API key is what we're going to need next. And you're also going to need your organization key. So simply, the good thing about this is that it gives you a link here of where you can find your Open API key. So you will need an Open AI account for this to get this. And when we click on it, you're going to be generated. You're going to see a page like this. Okay. Now, as you can see, I've already got a few keys here that I'm using, but for you guys, you're just going to click create a new key. Again, same type of thing. You're going to give it a name and project. This is the default project. If you have other projects, then you could assign it to a different project. And you're going to leave the permission as all. And once you've done that, click create secret key and you'll be able to copy and paste your key that you need. Next will be the organization ID, right? So again, there's another link underneath it. You're going to click here and you will get your organization ID once you click it. You can see it's right here. I might have to blur this out because I think it's private information. It's not as private as your API key. Your API keys and tokens, you're going to want to keep hidden and secret. But organization ID, I don't think is that important. But still keep it secret and protect your AI business. So anyway, once you've done this, you're then going to see your connections all set up and ready to go, which means you can now use ChatGPT within make.com. So the method should already be selected. You're just going to want to create a chat completion. This should already be selected for you. If not, use this one here because we don't want to use the legacy models. You can also select the model. So the model is basically what version of ChatGPT you want to use. We're using 4.0, but there are loads of others. I would recommend, of course, maybe using the latest one, depending on your use case. Some things you may get away with using an earlier model. It's important to note as well that the model you use is going to affect the amount of tokens that your OpenAI account is going to use. So that being, the earlier versions like ChatGPT 3.5 is going to use less tokens. But for this, it doesn't matter because, yeah, we're not going to be using too many tokens anyway. Before we get into this, actually, it's important to note that to use this block here in make.com, the ChatGPT block, you will need to top up your OpenAI account. So this is the only part where you will need some funds, but literally $5 should be enough for you to do all your testing and to generate enough articles. You'll be able to generate loads of articles with just $5, right? So to do that, to add $5 or top up your account, you're going to need to go to your dashboard, go to manage projects, and you'll see billing here, right? So billing here, you can add credit to balance. And this you can have this as pay as you go, or you can have it set up so that when your account reaches a certain value, it will then automatically top itself up. But you will need some money on here for these things to work, basically. So let's go back to our OpenAI block here, right? So we've selected the model variation that we want. We're just going with this one. So next we're going to move into the part where we're actually going to turn your transcript into an article, right, using ChatGPT. So for here, you've got your messages section. You're going to select system as the role. And here's where you can type your prompt. So I'll leave a link to this, or I'll put a copy of this prompt in the description. But if you want to change it to, you know, fit your article needs or whatever type of article you're writing, then feel free to do so. Essentially, it says transform the provided YouTube video transcript into a well-structured and engaging article for Medium. The article should meet the following criteria, right? And to make sure that ChatGPT is looking at the transcript that we've got from Dumplings AI, when you click in this box, you should see the option available for transcript. So if I click it, it comes up. So this is a way for you to pass the variable transcript, which you've just got from Dumplings AI, into your ChatGPT prompt, right? I'll remove that one for now. So this is how ChatGPT knows to look at the prompt. Without this, to look at, sorry, the transcript. Without this here, then ChatGPT wouldn't know what it's looking at. It wouldn't know where to generate the article from in terms of what information to use, right? So make sure you click on transcript here. And then we've put a few things in the prompt which are important. So again, authentic brand voice, meaning that we want the article to mimic the style of the transcript and mimic the brand voice of the transcript. So in essence, we want the article to sound like it's actually you speaking and not just some randomly generated AI stuff, right? And then here we've put a few other, you know, pointers in the art that we want the article to follow. And then it's important at the end here, we've got a couple of statements. One is that the article should use British English. So if you're in the US, you're probably fine. You don't need to include this. But what you will find is that ChatGPT always defaults to American English. So if you're from the UK, then it's going to look a bit sketchy when they see you start using, you know, American spelling and stuff like that. So make sure you set this to use British English if you're from the UK, and the article should be the only output. So sometimes when you get an output from ChatGPT, at the end of it will say, this is the generated article, it has been done like this and this and this, and we don't want that because we just want, the only thing that we want is the article. Okay, so that is some important things to note here. It's also important to note, just in while we're talking about prompting, is that prompts, for some reason, when people have studied AI, the prompts seem to always take in information at the start and the end more than what's in the middle. So stuff that is put at the start of the prompt and the end of the prompt is usually not kind of forgotten or lost when the AI is then performing the action. So any important information is important to, you know, reiterate it at the start and again at the end if you want. That's just, if you find that your GPT is not performing how you want it to perform, then sometimes the information could have just got lost in the middle. Down the bottom is the max completion tokens. This is just how many tokens that your GPT will use when it's, you know, generating its output. We've left this at the default, but if you want to save tokens, or, you know, you're trying to, you know, minimize the output, then you may want to change this. If the output is too long, then there may not be enough tokens to complete the output. So this may just take some playing around with the numbers here to make sure you get it right for whatever it is you're trying to do. And then once we've done this, guys, we're actually already on the final steps. I told you this one is pretty simple. It's pretty simple, but this is the Medium step. So the cool thing is that make.com actually has a Medium block. If you didn't have this, you could create like a Google Docs block. I'll just show you. You can right click Google, look, we've got Google Docs, write a document. Yeah, so this is another way you could do it. If you're not uploading to Medium, let's say you're uploading on a website or somewhere else, you could just put the output onto a document and then copy and paste it from the document onto wherever it is you're trying to upload it. But we're uploading this on Medium, which means we can use the custom Medium block here, which makes things very easy. So again, we'll go through this same pattern as before. You got to add your connection, right? So you can give your connection a name, and then you have to go and find your token. So let's quickly do that. To find your token on Medium, right, you're going to go up to your photo icon, and you're going to go to settings, and then you're going to go to security and apps here. Yeah, once you've done that, if you go to integration tokens, here you're going to see a description. So you can give it, you could call it make.com, and then you're going to click get token. I'll probably blur my one out here, but then once you've done that, it will print out a token and you can just copy and paste that into the box back on make.com, right? So now the simple part here is then title. So from the results, you can give your article a title, right? So this is the outputs that you get from ChatGPT. For the title, I've just put results. When you go back into Medium, you can always change the title to make it a bit more, you know, catchy or captivating. We could also, again, if we wanted to build onto this automation, we could create some sort of SEO tool which then takes our article, comes up with some keywords and makes a title based on, you know, catchy SEO words, whatever you want. You could probably do another step and then you would put that result or that variable into the title section here. But for this, we're going to just keep it simple and just use the result from ChatGPT. Content format, there's a few that you can use, but we're going to use Markdown. So just type Markdown in here. This makes your article look a bit neater when it's sent over to Medium. Otherwise, HTML just prints out all the text and you have to format most of it yourself. So this is going to save you some work. Again here, the content, this is going to be the result. So again, you're just going to click your variable here, your result, and that is going to put all your article in the text. This box here, you don't need to worry about for now. This is just if your article had content from somewhere else and you want to kind of reference where that article came from or where the content came from, but we don't need to use this, so don't even worry about this. Again, there's tags here, so on Medium you can add tags to your article. I normally don't do it here, I just do it in Medium itself afterwards. And again, because each article is going to be different, so you're going to want different tags. And finally is the publish status. So for this, again, we keep this as a draft. You can set it to public, as it tells you here. You can set it to public, but I like to read through the article, make some changes, add some pictures and stuff like that before I then publish it. So we're going to keep this as a draft. And just to show you that it works, so the URL that we've put in here is the URL of my last video, which was about using AI to improve yourself. And we are going to click on run scenario. And as you can see, it's doing its thing. It's loading up to the next step now. And there you go. So the automation has been run and it's completed. You can check these number ones. If you see there's a circle with like number ones, this tells you what has been done at each stage. So you can kind of check what's going on. So we can see, you know, look, it's taken our URL. It's got the transcript here. On the output, we see the transcript. Then we can see the GPT's responses here. If we go to the result here, we can see how it's created the article in Markdown format. And then finally, we can see here where it's posted the article. So we can see the article has been uploaded to Medium. And to prove that it works, if we go to my stories now and we refresh the page, we can see there's this new article here, Harnessing AI, the Path of Self-Improvement. And it's come out with all these, you know, all this article basically. It's printed out an article. Stay tuned for more insights. Until next time, take care, whatever. So you can obviously go in and then make changes to this and make it more authentic and make it, you know, better. But the point is that this is a great way to speed up the process from you know, making videos and turning them into articles so that you don't have to do everything from scratch and you can stay as efficient as possible. The final point that I just want to kind of brush over, if anyone's interested, is this extra bit here. So this extra bit that we've got here can be used to generate an image to go along with your articles. I've connected up the extra bit of the automation here, right? And essentially what this is going to do is going to look at the article that you've just written. From that article, it's going to create a prompt, an image prompt. It's going to send that image prompt to ChatGPT using DALL-E, and that is then going to create an image for you. And then we've got this extra step here and the Gmail. So this extra step isn't needed if you're using DALL-E version 3, but if you're using version 2, then you need this extra step here for some reason. Otherwise, it just won't generate an image. And then that image is going to be sent to your email address. So what does it look like? Let's we just go into the blocks. So you're going to set it up the same, add in your connection. We're using GPT 3.5 for this to just save some tokens as we just want an image prompt. And you can see here it's just saying from the article, and then we put in the article, which is result, which is the GPT result, and write a prompt to generate an image that will be used for the blog. And it's ensure that the prompt is less than 1,000 characters, because for some reason more than 1,000 characters, all the prompt won't be read, it won't be taken, and you'll get some errors. So from here, we now open up the DALL-E, or the image generation prompt, and we're using DALL-E 3 because I said 2 is a bit messed up, and I'll show you the difference of how it looks in the next block. But here we've got the prompt, which is our result. So now if you notice, we've got two different result variables that we can use. Make sure you select the right one, which is going to be this one, as it's going to be your prompt, right? And from there you can pick the size of the image, the quality. We're using standard. Again, it's going to save tokens, things like that. And then it gives you a style here, vivid. That's the one it defaults at. You can try experiment with different styles, see which image you like. And response format is a URL in this case. Right, once you've done that, this HTTP step is mainly for when you're using DALL 2. I wouldn't even recommend using DALL 2 because I'll bring up a screenshot of the different images they gave you, and DALL 2 is just not worth it. It just doesn't look good at all. But if you were to use it, in the URL here, you would select data, select the little drop down on the data, and you're going to just click URL, right? And then that is what you will use to then generate, or to then send the image to your email. Okay, and there's a few extra steps that you may have to take when you want to connect your Google account. But essentially, you click add, you name the connection, and then you sign in with your Google account. And then after that, you may need to follow a few extra steps to add some permissions to your account, so that make.com is allowed to use your account basically to send emails and whatever. And that can be done. I'll leave a link to it in the description, but if you have any questions, feel free to answer them in the comments below. But I will leave a guide in the description of how to set this up. So once you've done that, you've got your email address here. So the email address that you want to send it to, which will be your email address. We put a subject in here, and this is the main important part, the attachments. So here is the main important part, right? If you're using DALL 3, then you're going to select this one here, which is just your OpenAI DALL whatever. This is basically your image that you've generated. It will automatically load up here. If you're using DALL 2, then you'll have to select this one, which will be the HTTP get a file. And then here your content ID can either be the response image name or your file name, which is basically the name of the file, right? And you can get these from the variables here. But the main important part are these two here, depending on whether you're using DALL 3 or DALL 2. For some reason, DALL 2 just doesn't like to bring up this option. So you have to get the file using that HTTP step, which is this step here, right? And with that being said, guys, that is my first tutorial on the channel done, right? So again, a pretty simple automation today, but I think it's simple but very useful. And again, you can build onto this, add all sorts of stuff. You could make a whole content repurposing system and either use that for yourself or sell it to businesses. You know, you can really package it, sell it to businesses, and that could be the direction that your AI agency goes in. You know, I've got a different direction for my AI agency right now, which I'll be sharing with you in upcoming vlogs and videos and talks, but I will be using these systems myself to just maximize, you know, my efficiency and the content I make and everything like that. So let me know what you thought. Let me know if you guys are going to use this for yourself or how you're going to use it. Let me know if you've built similar things like this or, you know, even better ones. I'm interested to hear. And with that being said, I got a lot more videos planned, guys. So I will see you guys very soon.